Barry, today I'm going to teach you how to use Microsoft Teams.
Okay, cool, Mr. Borthwick. So now that I've downloaded it, I'm going to learn how to use it. What do I use Microsoft Teams for, Mr. Borthwick?
Well, Barry, you would use Microsoft Teams to get all the information you needed on when things are happening, why things are happening, and what things are happening. You will also use it during online learning or distance learning to interact with your teacher, to upload work, to download work, and to keep in contact with your classmates and other teachers.
That sounds really cool.
Let's get into it. Right, Barry, you ready to learn?
Absolutely, Mr. Borthwick.
So, Barry, basically when you open up your Teams, now you won't have as many teams as me, but you will see that teachers have put you in different teams. I'm going to quickly go through all the bells and whistles of Teams, and then you can get started on your way.
So, Mr. Borthwick, because I'm in grade 9, will I be in a grade 9 team?
That's correct.
Okay.
If you do history, you will be in a history team. If you do biology, you will do a biology team. If you do soccer, you will be in a sports team. You don't need to worry about getting into the teams or joining the teams. Your teachers will add you already.
Okay, cool.
So the first thing I want to show you is the chat function. Now, you'll see over here, just like WhatsApp or Facebook, you have activity tab. This tells you all the activities that happened, that you are involved with.
Okay.
And the next one is the chat tab. Now, it could be that you already have chats, but some of you won't. But just for example, if I now want to go and find someone, either my classmate or my teacher, to chat, the first thing I'll do is I'll type in their name at the top. Barry, who do you think we should look for to chat?
I think James Talaga looks like a really cool person to chat to, Mr. Borthwick. Why don't we try him?
Barry, I applaud your enthusiasm, but I really don't think he's a good person to chat to. He can be quite grumpy sometimes, but let's try. Okay, let's type in James Talaga. Do you see that a couple of names come up?
I see.
Now you'll see there is Mr. Talaga over there, and it also tells you that he is the senior boys boarding master. What does that mean, Barry?
I guess that tells us what he does in the school, Mr. Borthwick.
That's correct. So let me go ahead and click on his name. Now you'll see that the tab with James's chat or Mr. Talaga's chat has opened up. I have previously chatted to Mr. Talaga, so that's why I have the records of it. If you have not previously chatted to Mr. Talaga, your records won't show up. So what do you think we should say to him?
Why don't you wish him good luck for the new year, Mr. Borthwick?
Okay, I shall do that. Dear Mr. Talaga, take a bath, you hippie. Do you think we can send that to him?
I don't know if he's going to be really happy with that.
Let's try. Now, once I've sent it to him, you will see on the bottom right hand side, it tells you it has been delivered. You will also see that if someone has seen your message, there is a little I function.
So that's kind of like WhatsApp and the text, Mr. Borthwick.
Very much the same as WhatsApp.
Okay.
The next part of it that I want you to show you is the actual Teams function. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to use a history tab or history team because I teach history. So let me go and find my grade 10 history. Now I'm going to click on it. And it's going to open up my team. Now my team is very similar to what a WhatsApp group would be. It's just Microsoft's version of a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
So you will see that all the information that has been posted by me or posted by other scholars is on this team.
So all the scholars know exactly what work they're going to be doing in history because they can look at it on Teams, Mr.
That's
Borthwick.
correct. And all staff members regularly update their teams, and they also put resources on their teams. So you know exactly what is required with you from you just by going into your particular subject teams.
So I know when I've got a test, and then I know what's going to be in the test, and I can look for that information on Teams.
That's correct.
Wow.
Now, I can also post. You as a scholar can post anytime you want, and also the teachers will post. And anytime the teachers post, it will give you a notification to tell you it has posted, that there is a new post. You need to make sure that you look at your subject teams regularly to find out what is going on.
So I should probably check my Teams at least once a day, Mr. Borthwick.
Barry, to be safe, I'd say at least twice a day.
Okay, twice a day.
Now, Barry, it's not limited to that, because your teachers can also add resources for you to download. You will find these resources under the Files tab. And you will see over there that I have put in a folder with homework, distance learning, and one of the French Revolution.
Oh, I love the French Revolution.
I know you do, Barry. And if I like, I can download all the resources that have been put on the Files tab, and I can use them whenever I like. Your teachers can also, under the Assignment tab, set you different assignments. So your teachers can say, for example, Barry, remember when we did that project?
I think I do.
I said to you, please complete topic 3, assessment, page 99. And I told you when it was due. Do you remember doing that last year, Barry?
Oh, yes, I do. I think I did pretty well.
I think you did. You're a smart young man.
That's what my mom says.
So, to recap, you can go in Posts, where you can see the posts. You can go in Files, where you can see the resources. You can go in the class notebook. And you can go on Assignments to see when your assignments are due.
Okay, so that's really important.
So that is very important. Your teachers can also call you. They can video call you. And they can telephonically call you through Teams. So, if your teacher, for example, Barry, remember when I said to you last year, each Thursday I wanted to call your whole class?
Yes, I do.
Then we would have a half an hour meet and greet. Do you remember that?
I remember that, Mr. Borthwick.
And your teacher can do it by either scheduling a meeting or, to see if you're awake, can call you and say, meet now.
Oh, I better make sure I'm awake.
You better make sure you're awake.
No sleeping in for me.
None whatsoever. The last feature that I would like to talk to you about is your calendar feature. Now, Barry, I know that your heart is in a good place, but sometimes, Barry, you are not where you are supposed to be, which means that you need to start adding aspects to your calendar. You can add a meeting by saying, at meet history class. Okay, who am I going to add? I'm going to add in one of my students. I'm going to add in, let's just say, add in one of our students, for example, and I can set the time and the day that I want to meet them. This will appear on your calendar or other scholars' calendar, Barry, and you can see when you're required to be where.
So if you want me to be in a meeting, Mr. Borthwick, and you set one up, my teams will send me a message and tell me where I have to be at what time.
That's correct.
Wow.
That's pretty neat, huh?
Real neat.
So my advice to you, Barry, once you have downloaded Teams and once you have logged in, my advice to you is to go through Teams, look at the various teams you're on, look at the information. May perhaps reach out to your teachers, type their names in and say, hello, how are you? And generally get yourself aware of what it is that Teams can do and how it can help you.
Okay, Teams seems like a really, really good thing to use and something that's really important in our school, Mr. Borthwick.
And it can be a lot of fun. You can chat to your friends, you can share jokes and memes. But Barry, very important.
Yes?
You cannot say anything rude or share any rude or explicit content on Teams. If you do so, Barry, I will know.
Okay, I'll make sure that I don't. I promise you, Mr. Borthwick, I'll be a good boy.
Do you think you're all set to use it?
I think I can have a try.
Great. Okay, Barry. Thank you for helping me.
Thanks for teaching me, Mr. Borthwick.